So we go to that shocking story. The bail hearing of murder-accused mother Tiffany Mick continuing in the Roodepoort Magistrates Court this morning. She's 31 years old and she's accused of killing her son Jaden Lee and deliberately misleading the investigators as well. This is she was applying for bail today. Remember, the last week she said that she's going to plead not guilty to the murder. And when we spoke to Bafana Nzimande, he also spoke about how there are differences now of opinions with regards to whether she's innocent or not, even within the same community. But yeah, the case is a case that has shocked all of us, because it is unfathomable, I suppose, for any mother to kill their 11-year-old child. But the matter is before the police now, and the police are saying that they've got a strong case. They've gathered enough evidence to prove that indeed she is responsible for brutal killing of this child whose body was found in a very unsavory condition. Bruises, and he appears to have been killed by a blunt object. And yeah, the community is still reeling even to this particular day. Dereleen James has been added from day one. She's ActionSA Member of Parliament. Dereleen, how are you, ma'am? Are you good?
I'm well, thanks. And you, under the circumstances?
No, we are trying. I mean, you've been at it from the beginning. You even, I'm told, took her to Parliament to plead with members of Parliament to find justice for her, and things just turned around. Do you get a sense that you understand the story better now, or the incident better than you did when it first came out?
I think I need to correct the Deputy Minister who spread that story and saying that I represented the mum in Parliament. I did not once make contact with this family since this matter happened. I think at one stage I reached out to the brother just to extend my condolences, and the response I got, I remember putting down the phone that day, and I was quite shocked at his response. Instead of him saying, "Thank you so much," he was like, "Yeah, what are you doing about it?" And all I did was call to convey my condolences. I did not represent this mother at any given point in Parliament. What I did do was represent the activist, and actually in terms of Parliament's, the National Assembly rules and the constitutional mandate when it comes to oversight, I was conducting oversight over the police to ensure that they acted in the best interest of this minor that was later found to have been murdered.
Did you confront the Deputy Minister, because she was standing side by side with you when she made these comments? Did you
Yes,
tap her on the shoulder afterwards to say?
I did. I mean, if you look at the videos, you can see me shaking my head. I didn't want to interject. I didn't want to be rude, And I think at that point when I just heard, the cause of death of Jaden, I think we were very emotional.
Yeah.
When we saw Tiffany's face and we saw the mother, I mean, my friends and everyone was saying, "Why didn't you interject?" And I said, I could barely speak after court.
Yeah.
So the timing, I am going to take the matter up, but the mother never ever reached out to anyone to represent her in court.
Yeah. Do you get a sense now that because a couple of days have passed since that incident, weeks have gone past, do you get a sense that you understand this incident much better than you did, away from the emotions that gripped you at that time, and all of us, by the way?
I think to be honest with you, I knew that it was the mother, I think 3 weeks prior to the arrest. Obviously, one being in Parliament, you're privy to certain information. And obviously, with me pushing for an arrest, asking when is she going to be arrested, we were told that we are waiting for the forensic report. This is why you couldn't arrest her at the time. But I knew that she was a prime suspect implicated in the matter. I think seeing her face, you almost want to deny what you know. But, and also one cannot plead someone and sort of put in the public what you think, especially as a member of Parliament. but there are simple things like even the IO said today, when your child goes missing and you want comfort from your family, yes, sometimes you will leave home, but you're going to make sure that there's other family members that remain behind. That if someone comes knocking, at least there's someone there. I mean, it was brought to the front today that no one even had a phone number at the complex. And yet she left. She returned at 4 a.m. in the morning. What woman returns alone at that time of the morning? If a family was said to be supporting her, why didn't her brother, the boyfriend, or the mum or someone accompany her to the flat? Since she was so traumatized. I think for many South Africans right now, we can all see where this is headed. But for me, I just want to know why.
Because exactly, that's the question we're asking ourselves as to why. Could it have been a spare of the moment thing and her realizing what she has done and trying to conceal it? Could it be a mental issue on her part?
I think I was actually just wishing today, I was sitting there and I was wishing, I wonder if people realize how serious it is to waste the court's time, to waste state resources. Already there's a charge of defeating the ends of justice. And when you continue to do that without showing any consideration for state resources, I think it's just going to add, should she be found guilty, it will then just add to her sentencing.
Well, I also suppose it is difficult for people, even when there are signs, neighbors and everybody else, to even contemplate that it will get to that particular point if indeed there is a history of abuse in that instance. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
I'm not sure I understand your question.
What I'm saying is that I suppose it was even difficult for neighbors, if there were any prior incidents of abuse, to even think that it would end the way it ended, the life of this child.
Yeah, no, but I also want to state that, case studies, when one tests some of these cases of these heinous crimes, where children get murdered, where women get murdered, and some of the cases in the crime stats get tested, it is often found that the people who are implicated are those closest to the victims. It's always the family, and hence my frustration at SAPS and me sort of wanting to find out what did SAPS do, how did they react. I mean, today we constantly heard how she said, no, you cannot go in, go around. She just derailed and misled them. She didn't want them to go into a unit. But SAPS ought to know better based on the testing of their documents, of their dockets, to know that, we cannot possibly. I understand why they took instruction from the mother, because who would assume it's a mother? But one understands, but it doesn't mean that it's right.
Well, let's wait for the details to come out in court and perhaps the court's conclusion and see what awaits us. But thank you so much for making the time to speak to us. We really appreciate it, Dereleen.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. There you go. Dereleen James, ActionSA Member of Parliament. She says she is convinced that the mother is indeed responsible for the killing of her 11-year-old son. That is Tiffany Mick, who is accused of killing Jaden Lee Mick, who was just 11 years old.